Welcome to the citation portion of International and Foreign Legal Research. When we cover a new resource in class, there will be an accompanying video to give you some basic citation guidelines. This will help you to locate the proper citation format in the Blue Book when you want to cite, but it will also help you to recognize different sources when you see a citation during your research. The Blue Book is actually a helpful reference book, not just for citing, but also for locating resources on the laws of the country you are researching. Rule 20 gives an overview of how to approach citation for different types of foreign materials. It doesn't go into specifics for each country, but it is a good place to start because it will guide you to other rules and tables in the Blue Book that you might need. It gives guidelines on how to cite to common materials, namely cases, constitutions, statutes, and non-English periodicals. Each country has its own system of citation for the body of legal materials it produces, so there is no one way of citing to a foreign statute. The Blue Book sets out the legal framework and citations for a selection of about 40 different countries. When you begin your research, check the index for the country rather than trying to page through all of Table T2. Sometimes the country isn't listed exactly alphabetically. For example, England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland are all under U for United Kingdom, and the Republic of Ireland falls under I. There are also listings for other bodies of foreign law, such as Catholic and Roman law, and for countries or areas with a contested status. Because every country is different, understanding the country's governmental and legal organization will help you to cite correctly. The types of legal documents the country produces, as well as the weight of that authority, will be different depending on the country's legal system. Each Blue Book entry for a country in Table T2 will indicate whether a country is considered a common, civil, or mixed law system. It will then list each type of source with a basic citation format, followed by examples of citations. Most entries will have listings for cases and for the country's statutory compilation or civil code. The entry will then list other materials, such as constitutions or administrative regulations, that are commonly cited too. The last entry for each country will include a list of potential internet-based sources for you to use in your research. This includes official government websites, but also sources posted by the United States government, colleges, and websites maintained by third-party services. Keep in mind that official government resources are likely to be published in the official language of the country's government. The lists are a good place to start looking if you need something specific for a country listed in the Blue Book, but keep in mind that the 19th edition of the Blue Book was written in 2010 and only had a few minor updates afterwards. Many of these websites may have been reliable when listed in the Blue Book, but could now be broken or no longer updated, so you still need to use your judgment in assessing the value of an internet resource. If the country you are researching is not listed, you should look at examples of other countries in the Blue Book that have a similar legal system to see what information should be included in your citation. There are other examples in the International Citation Manual, which is published by the Washington University Law School. It contains information on the legal systems of several countries, as well as examples of citations, and it includes several countries that are not listed in the Blue Book. There are a few common elements that a citation to a code should have. Let's look at the example from Mexico's Federal Criminal Code. You can see here both the citation format, with the information you need to fill in written in blue, followed by the example given by the Blue Book. Most citations to particular codes will require the name of the code, a translation into English if it's in another language, then the date of publication. According to Rule 20.1, in nearly all citations to foreign materials, the name of the country should be abbreviated at the end if it isn't clear from the rest of the citation what country it's from. This means that the name of the country appears elsewhere in the citation. Don't assume that the language your citation is in will indicate which country it's from. A citation from France may be in French, but other countries, such as Belgium and Algeria, also use French in their legal documents. There is an official list in Table T10.3 of abbreviations for foreign countries, which is more complete than Table T2. Statutes follow the same format as code provisions, but tend to be a bit more specific. If there are section numbers, be sure to include them so that your reader can locate the specific statute. Note that the source for both the code and the statutory provisions are from the official Gazette of Mexico. If there are specific abbreviations associated with the laws of that country, then the Blue Book will list them after the example. You will often be able to find an English language translation of your foreign law, but locating and citing foreign sources sometimes requires you to use a source in the country's native language. This can become complicated when you come across a language that doesn't use the Roman alphabet. The Blue Book uses romanization tables produced by the American Library Association at the Library of Congress. You may not come across this problem often, but the transliteration tables can be helpful to double-check the spelling of foreign words against the original. Be careful when spelling words from a language that you aren't familiar with, as minor changes in spelling can change the meaning of words and point your reader to the wrong source, since many sources have similar names. If there are multiple codes or compilations, the Blue Book will list the official title and the official abbreviation, if there is one.